Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. This is your Ralf Rangnick press conference reaction ahead of Manchester United's game against Aston Villa in the FA Cup third round. So I'm going to be giving you the questions he was asked and I'll give you his responses to them. So this was the first question he was asked. Hi Ralf, I hope you're okay. Obviously the Wolves game didn't turn out the way you wanted it to. And since then there's been much debate about the atmosphere within the club, whether it is as it should be. Give us your thoughts on where the club is and how you feel about the squad. So his response to that question was, well, I can only tell you about the squad, obviously. I don't know about the atmosphere inside the club. I can only speak about the players. The locker room, the coaching staff. Obviously, everybody was very disappointed after the game, not only about the result but also about the performance, especially in the first half. Now we have 4 days of training, yesterday, today, tomorrow and the day after tomorrow before the Aston Villa game. My job, our job, is to make sure we show a different performance on Monday against Aston Villa. So that was his response to that question. So this was the second question that was asked to him. Do you feel the players are behind you and the new coaches? It has been a big change. Do you feel that the players are listening to you and buying into your ideas? Rangnick's response was, they are at least trying. I'm sure that they are listening, and I think we showed in the last games against Palace, also against Burnley and also in the away games against Norwich and Newcastle, that they are trying to follow the advice that we give them, that I give them. We conceded less goals than before. I think we have an average of, let me check it if it is true, it is 0.6 in those 6 games, but yes, still it's about balance. We need to find the best possible balance between offence and defence, and we still have something to do to get better on this. So that was Rangnick's response to that question. This was the third question. How have the group reacted to the loss? Did it make you understand how results can be amplified at arguably the biggest club in the world? Rangnick's response to that was, well, yes, as I said, all the players were disappointed, like myself, like the coaching staff, because especially in the first half we didn't get a hold of the build-up game of Wolves. Again, the second half was better, but we just didn't score. We didn't score the first goal. We conceded in 10 minutes from time, and as I said, it's a question of balance of offence and defence. I think offensively we have the quality, we can show the quality, but at the same time we need to find the best possible balance, offence and defence. So that was his response to that question. This was the next question. Scroll down to it. There's a lot of talk this week about the dressing room being unsettled. Is there a problem regardless of the coach in the United dressing room? Rangnick's response was, this is not only an issue with a club like Manchester United. When you have a big squad, and when we have a big squad at least, in the last 2 games we had most of those players available. We had an issue with 3 centre-backs missing against Wolves, but in general we had most of the players available apart from Paul Pogba. And if you have that many players and only 10 players can play and 3 substituted, then of course you have quite a number of players, in our case 10, 12, 13, 14 players who don't play or are not even in the squad, that those players are not happy about that situation is obvious. It's clear. I think in total we have a big squad. I tend to explain to players every 2 to 3 weeks why they are not playing, but I obviously cannot do that in every game. That is an issue in our team as well as in other clubs. So that was his response to that question. This was the next question. Hi Ralf, do you think the players not knowing your future is having an effect on the performances? His response was, we have players with contracts expiring in the summer. We have maybe also players who still want to leave, although they are on a contract. Even if we come back to the question I just answered before, it's about the players to deal with that situation in a professional way. Everybody has the chance and the objective to show in training and then get to the chance to play. If this is not the case, then the player, together with the club and the agents, they need to discuss the situation, but as far as I can tell so far, the players have been dealing with that in a professional way, so I cannot say anything else. If I realise that this is not the case, I will address that with the players directly. So that was his response to that question. This was the final question of the press conference. Hello Ralf, do you feel and your coaches are making progress, and how important is the FA Cup to your side? His final response to that question was, yes, we have made progress, but obviously the game against Wolves was again a step back. It was maybe even a relapse to habits that the team had shown in the past, and therefore we need to insist. Emphasise every time that we have to work together. We can only get better in those moments in possession of the ball, when it is in possession of the other team, and in the two transitional moments together. We have to do the same things at the same time. We have to do it simultaneously, and of course we also have to do it with passion, emotion and intensity, and this was the problem against Wolves, especially in the first half. We were only escorting them. If we look at it really, it was only David De Gea who objected them to going easily to our goal. David was one who kept us in the game in the first half. In the second half it was better, then we changed formation to a back three. But again, it's about finding a sustainable balance for the future, and this can only be done together. So that was everything that was mentioned in Ralf Rangnick's press conference. So, Manchester United are coming into this game against Aston Villa on the back of a 1-0 defeat to Wolves at Old Trafford. It was Ralf Rangnick's first defeat as Manchester United manager, and it was the first time Wolves won at Old Trafford since 1980. It was a very poor performance against Wolves. This will be a difficult game against Aston Villa, like I mentioned on the preview, because Villa have been impressive under Steven Gerrard. Steven Gerrard has enjoyed a good start to his managerial career at Aston Villa. When Aston Villa appointed Steven Gerrard in, he signed a 3.5-year deal, so Gerrard's under contract with Villa until 2024. Before Villa, Steven Gerrard managed Rangers. He did well at Rangers. He won the Scottish Premiership with them, and before he managed Liverpool's under 18s. By the way, this will be Steven Gerrard's first time at Old Trafford as a manager. Before Steven Gerrard, Aston Villa had Dean Smith. They sacked Dean Smith earlier on this season. Dean Smith is now the Norwich City manager. Villa lost their last game to Brentford 2-1. I think they've lost 3 games so far under Gerrard. Villa have got some good players in their team that could cause Manchester United problems. Now, obviously, they've got Leon Bailey. He's made an impact. Aston Villa got Leon Bailey from Bayer Leverkusen. Leon Bailey's been out with injury. Aston Villa have also got Ollie Watkins. He's one of the best players that Villa have got. He's just recovered from COVID. Ollie Watkins is a former Brentford player. They've also got Danny Ings. He's made an impact at Aston Villa. They got Danny Ings from Southampton. I thought Danny Ings was also very good when he was at Southampton. They've also got Anwar El Ghazi. That's good. They've also got Trezeguet. He's on international duty at the moment. They've also got Bertrand Traore of Villa. He's on international duty at the moment. By the way, Aston Villa have signed Philippe Coutinho from Barcelona on loan until the end of the season. Coutinho will not be playing in this game on Monday because he does have COVID. Could he make his debut against Man United in the league game? Villa have also got Douglas Luiz. That's good. They've got Jacob Ramsey. They've also got John McGinn. He's a good midfielder. I think John McGinn is suspended for the league game. Manchester United have been linked with McGinn. They've also got Marvelous Nakamba. He's out with injury at the moment. Villa have also got Ashley Young. He recently got a toe injury. Young is a former Manchester United player. Ashley Young was at Manchester United for around 8.5 years, so he was a long-serving player. You know, when we offloaded Ashley Young, he went to Inter Milan from Manchester United. Young is now in his second spell at Villa because before he came to Man United, he was at Villa. If Young can play in this game, he'll be reuniting with Manchester United. They've also got Tyrone Mings, Villa. That's a very good centre-half. Manchester United were linked with him a while ago. They've got Ezri Konsa. I think he's a defender. They've also got Matt Targett and Matty Cash. They've got Sanson. They've got Buendia. They got him from Norwich. And one of the goalkeepers they've got Villa is Martinez. I think he's their first choice goalkeeper. Let me put into the equation that Villa lost Jack Grealish to Man City. Villa did get £100 million for him. And it's official, Tuanzebe has left Villa to join Napoli on loan. Villa beat us at Old Trafford in the league earlier on this season, 1-0. That was the first time Villa won at Old Trafford since 2009. But next week we play them twice within a week. So we play them in the Cup on Monday, and then we play them in the league, on the 15th of January. That's a Saturday. Manchester United have got some players missing. Obviously, Paul Pogba, he's still out with a muscle injury. Pogba's been out this muscle injury for a while. He got the muscle injury in France training earlier on in the season. Pogba's expected to return later on in the month. I give you the news on Paul Pogba earlier on today. The Sun said that Manchester United have offered Paul Pogba a huge £500,000 a week deal. That will make Pogba the Premier League's highest paid player. Pogba's contract at Man United expires in the summer. Revert back to the start of this season, Pogba rejected a new Man United contract offer. Rangnick mentioned though earlier on this season that he won't try to convince Paul Pogba to stay if he wants to go. If he leaves this year, he'll leave in the summer, because revert back towards the end of last year, it said Man United are not negotiating a Paul Pogba transfer this month, and it said Man United expect Paul Pogba to stay this month. Pogba has made 212 appearances for Man United since he re-signed, and he scored 38 times. This season is his 6th season at Man United since he re-signed. He's won 3 trophies at the club so far, and Manchester United paid $89 million for Pogba, so reflecting on that, he's our most expensive signing at the moment. We had him when he was a lot younger under the Ferguson era, but had to let him go due to limited appearances. Harry Maguire, he's got a knock. That's obviously why Jones played against Wolves on Monday night. Anthony Martial, he's still out with injury, but Martial doesn't really get in the team anyway. Martial will leave Manchester United this year. I think there's a good chance he'll leave in this January transfer window. Now, I have been hearing that Martial is not interested in making a move to Newcastle, so he's rejected Newcastle. Not so long ago, there was rumours about an Ousmane Dembele and Anthony Martial swap deal. It's Sevilla that want Martial. If Sevilla can improve their loan offer, then there's a chance they'll get him, because towards the end of last year, Man United rejected a loan offer from Sevilla for Martial. Ralf Rangnick confirmed last year that Martial wants to leave Man United, as Martial held talks with Rangnick over his future. And Martial's agent confirmed that Martial wants to leave Man United this month. He's demanding more game time, because he's not getting enough game time at Manchester United, is he? He's no longer good enough to represent the club. He's deadwood, is Martial. I think the best season he's enjoyed at Man United by far was his debut season under Van Gaal. To be fair, he was impressive last season. Manchester United paid the initial fee of £36 million for Martial from Monaco back in 2015. Martial's been at the club for 7 years. He's under contract with Man United till 2024. And he scored 79 goals in 268 appearances in all competitions. Lindelof, obviously, he's been out with COVID as well. Eric Bailly, last Thursday night, he surprisingly started against Burnley, but obviously he came off injured, had to be replaced by Varane in the game. Bailly is on international duty. Ralf Rangnick has been Manchester United's interim manager for over a month now. Ralf Rangnick fears he has no time to save Manchester United's season. He recently said that 17 Manchester United players are unhappy with Ralf Rangnick and want to leave. Ralf Rangnick has been told that transfer funds are available this month. So reflecting on that, Rangnick will be backed by the Glazers this month as the club are dealing with the dressing room crisis. But reflecting on the poor performances under Rangnick, Rangnick's blameless. The players have to take responsibility for the poor performances. And like I said, one of the biggest problems at the club at the moment is the players because they are not performing. Rangnick is Manchester United's interim manager until the end of the season. Then after that, it did mention that Rangnick will continue in a consultancy role for a further 2 years. But there again, Rangnick got warned that he could lose the consultancy role if he fails to get Manchester United into the Champions League. Rangnick has made changes since he came in. He's brought 3 additions in because revert back to earlier on this season, he brought Ewan Sharp in as an assistant coach and analyst. He also brought Chris Armas in as an assistant coach. And he brought Saz Chalens in as a sports psychologist. Before Man United, Ralf Rangnick was the head of sports and development at Lokomotiv Moscow. I'm very, very sceptical that Rangnick will get the Man United job on a permanent basis. He'll only have a chance of getting the job on a permanent basis if he can turn things around. In the summer, I can assure that Manchester United will appoint a permanent manager. And I've been hearing that Erik ten Hag is leading the race to become Manchester United's next manager. There's a lot of United fans that would like to see Erik ten Hag come in. You've got to admire what he's done at Ajax. He's won trophies with them. Back in 2019, he got Ajax to the Champions League semi-finals. I also like the way he develops young players. Ten Hag's been Ajax manager for about 5 years now. He's got a contract with them till 2023. Before Ajax, he managed Utrecht. Before then, he managed Bayern Munich's reserves. And before then, he managed Go Ahead Eagles. So Manchester United are looking for the 5th permanent manager since Ferguson, because Man United have already sacked 4 permanent managers since Ferguson. We sacked David Moyes after 10 months. We sacked Louis van Gaal after 2 years. We did win the FA Cup under Louis van Gaal. And we sacked Jose Mourinho after 2.5 years. Mourinho did enjoy 1 good season at Man United because he won 3 trophies in his first season. But the reasons it didn't work out under Mourinho is because he had bad disputes with the board. Because the board didn't get the players he wanted to recommend in. And he also had bad disputes with the top players as well. And last year, Manchester United sacked Ole Gunnar Solskjaer following that 4-1 defeat to Watford. Solskjaer was Manchester United manager for almost 3 years. Nothing's changed at Manchester United, even though Man United have sacked 4 permanent managers. We haven't been the same team since Ferguson retired. And like I've said before, no one is going to replicate what Ferguson did at the club, and we've got to accept that. Alex Ferguson, greatest manager of all time. Alex Ferguson brought success to Manchester United. He won 30-odd trophies, including 13 Premier League titles, but he didn't settle in straight away because he didn't win out in his first 4 years at the club, did he? So it does take some managers time to settle in. Alex Ferguson was a very long-serving manager at Man United. He was at Manchester United for around 26 years. Told you the only mistake Ferguson made was recommending David Moyes in when he retired, but the reasons he did that is because they're both Scottish, and obviously Ferguson had a lot of time for Moyes. Man United have spent around £1 billion or over £1 billion since Ferguson retired. We've brought over 40 odd players in as well since Fergie retired. And obviously Rangnick is inheriting players who other managers have brought in. Now, was it this morning? I gave you the news on Cristiano Ronaldo. Reports have been saying that Cristiano Ronaldo is ready to quit Manchester United. If the club's next manager isn't to his liking. The other week, Ronaldo's agent George Mendes said that Ronaldo's very happy at Manchester United. There again though, Ronaldo came out himself and said, I'm not happy at Manchester United. He's demanding more from Manchester United this year. And as you all know as well, Richard Arnold will become Manchester United's chief executive on the 1st of February to replace Ed Woodward. Obviously Woodward is stepping down at the end of this month. Ed Woodward has had, a 17-year association with Manchester United. Well, revert back to April last year, it got announced that Woodward was leaving when that European Super League came into the equation. Woodward's been one of the biggest issues at the club for so many years. Obviously the Glazers, they've been at Manchester United for around 16 and a half years now. The Glazers bought Manchester United for around 500 million back in 2005. So anyway, there'll be more videos tomorrow. My first video tomorrow, I'll be giving you my predicted 11 for this game against Villa. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel if you do. Consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very soon.